everyone, it's Megan Rose from the Philippines. Welcome to 304th episode of Gantsilyera, a show and tell of crochet and craft related items. Thank you for my new and old subscribers. Thank you for sticking out with me throughout the years, and this is going to be a regular podcast. Today is January 14, 2021. It's a Thursday. So I don't have much to show you. I'm just making clips once again. Recently, I have discovered more Filipina crochet bloggers who makes tutorials of different sorts and also makes unboxings and reviews. So I have stumbled upon some of them that I have seen from crochet lovers in the Philippines. We have a group where we share one another's videos and our experiences while making videos and some tutorials too. So I will put some shoutouts on the description box below for some of the newly discovered channels that I have seen so far throughout this week, and I have been binge watching some of their videos. Some of them are making some crochet face mask tutorials, while the other ones makes bikini tops and wearables using different yarns that you can see here in the Philippines. And I have learned these different types of yarns from them. I wasn't quite known. I don't really know much about it, but having to watch their videos makes me learn more about Filipino kind of yarns here in the Philippines. So I have been enjoying watching other videos. Some of them has some unboxings of yarns and some has mystery yarns that they buy somewhere and they show it to us in their videos, and some of the vloggers have some live stuffs too, so I was able to also watch some of them. Some are very interesting and some have short ones that I was able to binge watch since yesterday and today, along with catching up with my with the yarn community here and in YouTube. So I was able to catch up and binge watch some podcasters that I usually watch in the past. Some of them has 3 to 4 videos already, so I was able to catch up with some of that. And I am listing all of the new ones that I have discovered, so I will put that on the description box below. Some of my fellow Filipino vloggers, they also have some reviews for yarns and hooks that they buy online, mostly from Shopee. And there's this one vlogger that makes alcohol holders. So that is really in right now. And I remember someone asking me if I make those in Shopee, but I wasn't able to make her one because I was quite busy looking after the kids. So now that I know some other Filipino vlogger or some other seller on Shopee that sells them, I can easily refer it to a buyer so that I can somehow give to her some type of customer. So that is one of my goals too, to refer to other people that are making customized work. And also, I am aiming to watch more vloggers online and support them in a way. So some of them doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet, so I wanted to somehow help them get to 1,000 subscribers. A while ago, I was able to put up a time-lapse video that I accumulated throughout this week. So that is up right now. Some of the things that I do here, some errands that I like to turn into time-lapse videos. I'm quite addicted on making those type of videos recently. So All of the shoutouts that I make in this video, I will put in the description box below. Please do check them out. And I will also put there some links of playlists that I have made in the past. And also, please support me by watching the ads in full. I also put here that sometimes I put some of the outside videos. Whenever I go somewhere, I sometimes capture clips of the outside to show you guys my environment here in the Philippines and to share with you some type of our culture here. Like you can see some jeepneys passing by, or tricycles. Those are our common vehicle to use here in the Philippines. So I wanted to show that to you guys. So whenever I find something interesting to show you, I will put it on the end parts of my videos. You just need to watch out for the volume because it sometimes goes louder. I have seen Miss Grace make a reading video on her channel, so I was able to listen to that one, and she is working on a diamond painting while reading some type of story from Edgar Allan Poe. So yesterday evening, as we were waiting for Ate and Kuya to arrive from work, Daniel and I has been playing, and I put out this book here from Genoveva Edrosa Matute, and she is a Filipino author, and this is a book that I borrowed from Nicole. So there's just some short stories here. So yesterday I was reading it to Daniel, and I kind of got hooked with it. Whenever I am able to read one of her stories, I put a check on it by the title. So I'm kind of having fun reading this and reading it out loud. So it's also a thought of mine to maybe read some to you, but I don't know if I will be copyrighted with it because she is a local author and she is really known here in the Philippines. So I don't know if I can read some of it to you guys, but it is an idea, and I have seen Miss Grace make a video about it, and I think I can also make it. I just needed to know if I can do that with this author here. Everyone, it's Megan Rose from the Philippines. Welcome to Gantsilyera. I'm here by the sewing machine near our door, and I'm just sewing. I have just been sewing a while ago, and I'm gonna continue on sewing after I've shown you this project of mine today. So Aling Maring, which is a friend of my mama from way back, she usually goes here to visit with us during fiesta. So every third week of January, she usually visits here. She also visits her other friend from her work from back then when mama was a sewer. She was also a sewer along with her and along with one of our neighbors here. So she has requested for a bag for her apple for a while now, a red and white one. So I showed her this knitted bag here that I made from before, and she said that it is okay. So what I did, just to put the white part of it that she requested, I made a flower a while ago. This is the usual flower in a 3D type of way that I usually work on. So I have a time-lapse video of making this, and then I just put a simple leaf, one leaf to it. And a while ago, I sewn the lining and zipper. The lining I sew by the sewing machine, and the zipper I sew by hand. So it doesn't have any pockets inside. It's just a normal lining to it. So I was able to make that, and then as a match for it, I have a wallet which is also knitted. So these are garter stitches in knitting. So I also put a flower to it. It's a bit washed out, but it has a bead on top of it and a small leaf. And for this one, I just sewn the zipper. Since it is small, I didn't put in a lining to it. So that is my project for today, and today is January 13th, Wednesday. So she's gonna get this on Sunday or on the 17th. So now that I have shown you, I will continue working on my sewing since I really miss sewing. So I'm just gonna be sewing right here. Hi guys, so today is January 16, 2021, a Saturday. The kids are downstairs with my brother-in-law right now. So it is 4 p.m. and I'm able to make some clips today for you guys. So I will be merging this with my other files. So since the renovation downstairs is already done, they were able to sleep there the other day. They just needed to organize some stuff and arrange their furniture so that they can use the house downstairs. So I have been binge watching some fellow Filipino vloggers who make tutorials and yarn hauls on YouTube. I have found some of them from crochet lovers in the Philippines. So I have been watching their yarn hauls, their reviews, some book reviews. They also have some videos of them going to Baguio and buying some locally made yarns. So I have learned some terms with our local yarns here in the Philippines. And there's this one vlogger that I have been subscribed to in the past for several years now, and I have been watching some of her yarn hauls, and she has another channel, her unboxings. So I want to challenge myself to do one of her words every podcast. So I stumbled upon one of them, projects that I think will be easier for me or easy for me to follow. So it is this how to crochet a triangle pouch from Miss Sharon. She's a fellow Filipino vlogger, and I don't know where she lives, but she has so many unique type of tutorials that you can make out of scrap yarns or maybe other type of yarns. So the one that she used for this tutorial is a love nuts yarn, but the yarn that I use is a velvet yarn since I have purchased some velvet yarns in the past and I wanted to make some projects with them. I started with a round type of bag but wasn't able to continue with it. So I am trying some of her tutorials and I'm calling it the Sharon Crochet Challenge. So if you wanna do it with me, please feel free to do so. I am picking up some of her tutorials to work on for every podcast that I have. And for this week's podcast, I made this one. So she has a special way of putting the zipper, and I will link the tutorial link on the description box below. Yesterday I was able to make 3 of them, and then this morning I was able to assemble it. So I was able to sew by hand the zipper because I don't have any fabric glue. And then I was able to sew this part in this using the leftover ends. And from her video, she uses a different type of metal finding, if that's what you call it. And since I don't have that type available, I use this keyring instead. So since I really enjoyed working on them, I decided to work on another one in the black velvet yarn and another one in the blue. So I really enjoyed working on them, and now I'm on my 4th one for my 4th velvet yarn. I started this as I am editing some of my videos and watching some vlogs or podcasts from other podcasters in the yarn community. Now I am finding some other tutorials from her channel that I will work on next. She has some very unique and small projects that you can use your scrap yarns with. So I'm gonna try to find another one and then maybe show you on my next podcast. And also I'm trying to find some small projects too from my fellow Filipino vloggers, and I have stumbled upon some of them. So if I'm able to make some of them, I will show you on my next podcast. So the projects that I have been making these past days, and I have finished one of them, although I'm gonna try to make a border for it. But this is mostly the granny square that I made out of the Tropical Punch Summer Nights yarn. So I have pulled two of it together, and this is how much the yarn made. It is very big now, so I can maybe turn it into a tabletop. But I only have some small ball left of it, so I'm gonna try to use it for other projects. So for this one, since it's just a regular granny square, I don't know if I can turn it into some type of top, but I don't know also if I'm gonna turn it into some type of tabletop. But if I'm going to turn it into a tabletop, I'm gonna make a borderline for it. So I'm contemplating about that, whether what type of border I'm gonna use. But I'm leaning towards making some shell stitches. So all of the yarns is this much when it is done, or most of the ball of yarn is this much. So that is one of the posts that I was able to accomplish this week. And just later, and just a while ago, I was able to put the side parts, or sew the side parts along with the handle for this bag here, which is a knitted bag. It turned out quite wide, just like this. I was able to connect the side parts of it along with the long rectangular piece. But I was aiming to make it into a shoulder bag. But as you can see, it wouldn't be a cross-bodied bag, but it is gonna be just like this. And it stretches in time, so I still don't know. I'm not quite neat on working on the connection of it, but I'm gonna try to stretch it out a bit, because as you can see, it's a bit bunched up in the middle. So I don't know if I needed to block this one, but it is using garter stitch and the Caron Jumbo white yarn that Miss Shirley gave me. As I have said from before, I'm gonna try to turn it into a Hello Kitty bag. So I'm gonna maybe crochet the ears for it, and then put the ribbon and all the features, the other features like the eyes, the nose, the whiskers. So a while ago, I was able to connect the side parts, although I'm not that satisfied with my sewing. But I love the way that it hangs on your shoulders. It's really nice. Looks like a market bag. So you're gonna be seeing more of this as soon as I'm able to put the features and the lining and zipper. So that's another project that I have done. During this week, I was able to put up a time-lapse video. I'm really enjoying doing that lately, of me showing you guys some errands that I have around the house and some things that I want to show you around. So I have made that recently, and I think I'm still gonna make some more of it. And I also have made some videos of my errands outside, guys, just like when I went to Isabela again to have my payout for my PWD allowance. So most of that videos of outside that I take, I will put on the end parts of my videos if you are interested to watch those. So when I was making some time-lapse videos, I was also showing you guys when I was sewing by the door, by the sala. So I think I have shown you this already. So this is the bag that Miss Marine has been asking me to make for her apo. So I was able to finish it just the other day. And since I don't often see her, it's just sometimes that she goes here. So I'm quite happy that I was able to accomplish this earlier so that if she goes here tomorrow, I will be able to give it to her. So along with that, I'm gonna try to give her this Among Us for her apo, and for her, I will give her this kiwi inspired wallet. And since I was able to sew, I also managed to make some linings for the character purses that I wasn't able to put linings on. And since I was able to buy the necessary color of Gina cloth for them, for the lining, I was able to sew the pink ones, for the pink ones. So this is a fruit slice pouch that I was able to put a lining on. I made the mistake of choosing the darker color pink Gina cloth, but I think it works, so I wouldn't mind it, or I wouldn't be bothered with it. So I was able to put that. And the thing that I was working on as some type of other sewing project is just some panels of strips of fabric that I just cut and then assembled into different arrangements. I was able to accomplish some of them. I just wanted to sew, so I worked on them randomly. So I still don't know what to do with this. I'm leaning towards making more of a project bag, since those are the ones that is really appropriate for this. So I just put them together while I was sewing, and I'm having fun revisiting sewing again. Those are most of the projects that I want to share with you guys. The other day, Mama gave me a journal, which is some type of ledger. So what I did with this is that I turned it into some type of scrapbook or journal. I put here one of the R's. This is from when Marius has his 7th birthday along with Daniel's christening. So here's where I put some cards that I was able to accept in the past or receive in the past from my fellow podcasters and friends online. There are other ones here that I have accumulated throughout the years. This one is a painting, a brush painting Ate Fats gave me. Some cards from Miss Margaret. And this one is the sketching of different structures that Marius made. I just bolden them up with a regular pen. And then I'm gonna incorporate other stuff here. So this is how it looks like. But I'm gonna turn it into some type of scrap. Now I'm here at the other part of the room, and I just wanted to show you the laptop that Papa gave me yesterday to use for my podcast. So he made a purchase for a second-hand laptop the other day, so she has given me this one to use for my podcast. And I have been reading this book from Genoveva Edrosa Matute. She is a local writer here in the Philippines, and she has some short stories. I remember reading one of her short stories from when I was in my high school days. I really love her writing, and this is a book that Nicole let me borrow from her. I borrowed this from her, but I wasn't able to get it back to her, and she said that I can maybe keep it and read it, but I wasn't able to give it back. But I have been enjoying reading this out loud, and I am recording my voice as I am reading it because I really like the very deep words and the very deep meanings that these books or her short stories have. So she's one of my favorite local writers. And since I have been seeing some reviews or yarn reviews from my fellow Filipino vloggers on YouTube, I have seen the different type of yarns that you can buy from here in the Philippines. So I am kind of browsing some of them on Shopee. I stumbled upon some of them, so I want to try out to buy some of them and show you guys in my future podcast. And I have already written down all of the colors that I want to buy. So if ever I'm able to do that, I will share that to you guys. And they have different types of yarns to it, like the ones that I bought from JC Crochet, the gradient ones. But the ones that I want to buy today are the colors, the single colors that they have. So I have written them here, and they are some what you call fine cotton yarn, and the other one is a 8-ply spun poly. So that is what they are called. So I'm gonna share that to you guys, my experience with that, if ever I had a chance to buy some of them. So those are gonna be it for this week's podcast. It's still January 16th, and maybe I'm gonna upload this tomorrow, so I'll have a new podcast to share with you guys my items that I have been working on and some of the updates in my life and some sorts. So today here it's a little bit sunny and a little bit cloudy. I remember whenever the our teacher of Daniel asked them if it is cloudy or sunny, he usually says that it is sunny or it is cloudy when in fact it is sunny. Maybe he gets confused in a way, but they're gonna be having their classes here because they're gonna be organizing, or maybe they will able to have their online class by their house on Monday. I still don't know. So I'm rambling right now, so I'm gonna let you go, guys. I hope you guys have a relaxing time after a day's work and some family bonding time, as I always say. So that's it from me. Bye for now. Hi guys, I was able to make my errand today instead of tomorrow. So I went to Isabela today to get my payout for my PWD allowance. My payout for my PWD allowance. I'm just going home. There's no line. I went right away after the first